Local. I'm Bill McGinty, WBT News. Watching some rain showers on weather radar crews.
Mentioning a lot. How much would the Republican Party benefit if you were no longer a member of the House, in your opinion?
Oh, tremendously. I mean, people have to earn the right to be here. And I just think he'll admit to you personally, he doesn't have a conservative bent in his philosophy and just the nature of what he focuses on.
Do you think the House GOP should consider expelling him?
Look, that's up to the conference, but I mean, I don't believe the conference will ever heal if there's no consequences for the action.
What about them surprised you, Burchett and Mace?
It just didn't, it seemed out of nature, but they seem to have changed during the time. They care a lot about press, not about policy. So they seem to just want the press and the personality.
Do you think Mace will have a difficult time winning re-election now?
Yeah, I don't. Well, not because of this. I mean, if you've watched her, just her philosophy and the flip-flopping, I don't believe she wins re-election. I don't think she'll probably have earned the right to get re-elected. I think you look at the district herself, yeah.
Yo. I don't know. I think maybe it happened, like 4 weeks ago? I think the bitterness maybe started about 4 weeks ago. And maybe it just builds after that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is kind of weird. And I wonder if it's because, nobody knows who Mike Johnson is. I keep seeing that. Yeah, he's a Christian nationalist, fascist, or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. I think that's a conservative estimate. Yeah. I think I know there's a lot of discussion about the effect of social media on kids, and we just found out Facebook was actually juicing their algorithms to keep people addicted, all that stuff. Yeah. And well, some say, those some people are from inside Facebook, but okay. Yeah, but I think what we haven't really explored is, how the social media has completely warped the politicians, the, dare I call them, public servants, right? The politicians in our country as well, because you're aware of this, the incentive structure, right? For anything, what are you incentivizing people to do, right? And if it's just like taxes, right? You tax that which you don't want more of, and you lower the taxes on the things you want to encourage. It's the same thing. It's incentive structure. So the social media platforms have now created this different kind of incentive structure that I'm not sure anybody really understands. And I know the founding fathers would have had no idea about, any of these new incentives. Yeah. I saw John Adams. Yeah. Now think about that. Think about the flame wars that would be going on between Adams and Jefferson. Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what? Maybe they could have settled it outside of the dueling grounds. Maybe they could have just gone after each other, did some doxing of each other, and then, maybe some swatting, and then right, and then there's no Hamilton the play. So it's like a win-win. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I intend to go to none of the world, so that. No, no, I kid the rest of the world. I totally want to see you. It's fine. No, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-mm. No. Well, I think it says more about them than it does us. Right. Well, I mean, again, I was talking about this with the protest that they had in downtown Asheville yesterday, right? They sent out the flyer. We're going to do a protest. And the city government and the county government shut down all of their buildings at 2 o'clock. Now, they had today off for Veterans Day. So they had today off anyway. So they just sent everybody home at 2 o'clock, which then, of course, raises the question, did they close the office at 2 o'clock to give all of their employees time to join the protest, right? Right. But and the other thing is, like, they may have cracked the code actually on limited government. I don't know why we didn't see this before, right? If we just set up a whole bunch of protests, then they'll just start canceling government offices, and maybe that's the way we restrain government in the future. As conservatives, we could like restrain government that way. But I think it only works if there is some sort of, dare I say it, but a bit of a threat, like that. There's got to be some sort of a belief that somebody means you harm, and so therefore you should not be around that person, right? So, because otherwise, would you cancel? Like if Donald Trump, I have a bad example. Like if there was, right, if you had like Nikki Haley comes to town, she does a speech or whatever, do you cancel all of your government office hours? No, of course not. No. I mean, the only violence that you might see there is outside with the leftists beating up the Nikki Haley supporters. But you don't cancel for that. I mean, I know that's what happened in Nashville when Romney came to town or Trump came to town. So I suspect that there was a belief that people might be injured somehow. And so when you have what is essentially the heckler's veto, but it's a mob, it's an intimidation tactic. And so, screw you, like that's my response. Like I'm not going to be intimidated. I'm not going to be cowed by people who, pretend that they're here to protest in favor of something when in fact what they are telling me is shut up. And no, I'm not going to shut up. Yes. Hmm. Sure. Hmm. Right. But then eventually, at some point, a regular person just trying to go about their life, exactly what happened in downtown Asheville a couple years ago. Also, somebody's driving through because they were there to pay some sort of, government fee at the Register of Deeds office. And on the way out, oh, look at this. They run into a whole mess of people. That's the technical term for it. A whole mess of people. Yeah. Yeah. Out protesting the murder of St. George Floyd. And now this guy is having his vehicle attacked. He's trying to get through, and now they're accusing him of trying to run him over and all this. Right. So when people are provoking you, right, that's what they are seeking is the reaction, because then they use that in order to get more victim points, and then they can get the positive coverage, and so that's the purpose, right? This is right out of Socialism 101. It's the reaction you induce. This is a Linskyite tactics, you induce the reaction, and then you capitalize on the reaction to paint yourself further as the victim. Happy Veterans Day to you and all of your listeners and family as well. Thank you.
It sure is. Seeing delay
You are clear. Woody's coming up, and that's your only one today.
all the way to Tyvola Road. It's the usual afternoon delay. To the north, collision Old Statesville Road near Gibbon Road, Harris Houston Road at University City Boulevard. Over to the south, Hillside at Park, Presley Road at South Tryon Street, and to the east, Albemarle Road at East W.T. Harris Boulevard. This report is sponsored by Lake Norman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's the Jeep Adventure Days, the #1 Jeep and Ram dealer, like Lake Norman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They have the largest new Jeep inventory in the nation. I-77, exit 28, LakeNormanChrysler.com. Your not so great weather's coming up next.
You are clear.
Get your weather from the Train Heating, Cooling, and Weather Center. Tonight, cloudy, low 49, still drizzling out there right now. Saturday, cloudy, high near 56. Saturday night, low 47. Sunday, cloudy with a high of 50. Chance of rain around 40% on Sunday. Right now, we've got drizzle 58 in Gastonia and 59 in the Queen City. I'm Mike Doan, WBT.
Are you a current real estate investor or just considering investing in real estate? I'm Phil Henderson at Henderson Properties. We have specialized resources to guide you through the entire real estate investment process. We locate investment properties, negotiate purchases, renovate properties, and manage your rental. All of your investment property needs under one roof, saving you time and money.
The market is hot. Learn more about how Henderson Properties can help with your next investment property. Visit investhp.com. That's investhp.com.
Individual rates, offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all states and situations.
Hey, small business owner. Are you ready to have the best year ever in 2024? When's the last time you checked your workers' comp rate? For many small businesses, workers' comp insurance is one of their biggest costs. But Pi Insurance could save you up to 30% in just 3 minutes. Go to trypi.com, share a few details about your business, and get a quote that's customized for your business. No hassles or hidden fees. We know you're busy, but spending just a few minutes to check your rate could make this your best year ever. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote at trypi.com. That's trypie.com.
It's not unusual for hearing loss to make you feel like you've lost your edge. Sometimes it's confused with cognitive issues, for example.
So you think that they said 15 and they said 50, and your family wonders, gosh, are you as sharp as you used to be? And it is not your mind. It's how you heard the word.
Madison Levine, board certified hearing aid specialist at Levine Hearing. She helps patients regain their edge simply by correcting their hearing.
Hearing clearly is directly related to your confidence. When you hear crisply, you're going to feel confident in social situations. You're going to feel confident with family. You're going to get your edge back.
Levine Hearing's free
Yeah, you sound great.
evaluation makes it easy to understand and correct your hearing loss. Nothing to lose when you regain your edge.
You know, I think you deserve that.
Schedule your free hearing evaluation at Levine Hearing today. Hear better, feel better. 704-540-3081, 540-3081, or levinehearing.com.
Wondering if you'll ever be able to buy a home? Pathway Homes' modern rent-to-own program enables you to enjoy the benefits and savings of renting, but with an option to purchase the home later at a set price. It's the best of renting and owning in one easy program. Pathway Homes has a range of high-quality new construction and move-in-ready homes throughout the Metrolina region, with great features like granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, and smart home technology. Many have community amenities like pools, parks, and playgrounds. They're pet-friendly, too. Enjoy professional property management while you save hundreds on your monthly rent payment versus a mortgage payment. If your monthly income is 3 times the monthly rent with a FICO credit score of at least 620, then go to yourpathway.com to see our move-in-ready homes and apply today. That's yourpathway.com, or call 469-640-2900. That's 469-640-2900. Pathway Homes. We create homeowners. Se habla español. Terms and conditions apply, subject to credit approval. Monthly savings compared to ownership may vary.
Winter is approaching and the holidays are just around the corner, but fear not. Roby Services has your back. Get your HVAC system ready for winter warmth. Make sure your plumbing and water heaters are holiday ready, and ensure your peace of mind with a backup generator before storm season hits. Don't wait for the chill or the chaos. Visit RobyServicesNow.com to schedule an appointment with one of our plumbers, electricians, handyman, or HVAC specialists. That's RobyServicesNow.com. Roby Services, get it all done by one.
Get ready, Charlotte. This happens only once a year. Hundreds of cars, trucks, and exotics are rolling into Uptown. It's the Charlotte Auto Show. So many models to compare, all under one roof at the Charlotte Convention Center. Check out the latest technology, designs, and even take a test ride in several electric vehicles on the new indoor EV test track. And hey, kids 12 and under are free. This is the one, the Charlotte Auto Show, November 16th through the 19th. Details and tickets at charlotteautoshow.com.
Breaking.
Can we bring in Matt and Charlotte? Thanks for calling, Matt. I appreciate it, bud.
Correct. Great to talk to you again, man. You definitely got your finger on the pulse of Charlotte. You do the digging that's necessary, and you give us the information we need.
Stay connected. Brett Jensen. Hit 978 WWBT.
Your emergency situation station.
Hey, Brad, how you doing today? Marine Corps veteran, combat veteran, back in the 90s. And what you just said was right on spot. But I think a lot of Americans these days have just they don't know how it is outside of this little bubble we live in the United States, and they take it all for granted. And I served in Operation Desert Storm and also served in Operation in Africa. Was evacuated about 1,700 non-combatants out of that country.
Yeah, you could have easily chosen a different.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Just everybody in my family, my grandfather, most of my uncles, they all served in some capacity. I mean, when they were coming up, they were drafted, but I just decided I was going to join the Marine Corps, and that's what I did. Yes, sir. Also, my son's joined the Air Force. He's a little smarter than me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But thank you for letting me talk.
Bill McGinty.
All right, fighting continues to ramp up between Israel and Hamas, but also on another border as Hezbollah gets more involved in the conflict.
Cross-border attacks between the IDF and Hezbollah continued throughout the afternoon into the evening. We know that as many as 5 Israeli soldiers have been wounded today and 1 civilian. The IDF says that it was able to detect 3 foreign drones heading this way earlier today. Meanwhile, in the south, the IDF says it continues to hammer Hamas targets both by land and air and, of course, by sea. The IDF says in the last several weeks, since October 7th, it has struck 15,000 times on Hamas targets.
That was Alex Hogan reporting from northern Israel. Ahead of President Biden's highly anticipated meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, Kentucky Republican Representative Andy Barr raised concerns with regards to Taiwanese sovereignty.
We need to make sure that there is a cessation of hostilities with respect to our ally, the democracy in Taiwan. There has been an uptick in the tempo, the operational tempo of the People's Liberation aircraft.
A visit by then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan back in 2022 caused a lot of concerns about potential retaliation from China against Taiwan and even the U.S. A man accused of armed robbery at the smoke shop on South Boulevard remains on the loose. Surveillance video caught the suspect entering the Charlotte business back on October 22nd, acting as if he needed some change before he pulled a gun from his coat and shoved it right into the chest of the cashier.
Give me the cash. Give me the cash. No cash. Watch yourself. I'll take you down through there. Do not move.
That, of course, the voice of the suspect. Charlotte Crime Stoppers asking for your help to try to identify who that is. Veterans Day observances planned across the country to mark this weekend's holiday.
Veterans Day is tomorrow, November 11th, but because it falls on a Saturday this year, the federal holiday is observed today. Many government services will be closed, as well as some schools and companies. Veterans Day is a day to pay respects to those who have served in the military and was originally called Armistice Day. It fell on November 11th because that's the anniversary of the signing of the armistice that ended World War I, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The holiday was changed in 1954 to Veterans Day to honor veterans of all wars.
That's Tanya Powers reporting. All right, time to check traffic out there. It's getting right ready for that rush hour commute.
It sure is. Thank you, Bill. Seeing delays, I-77 southbound from the Belk Freeway all the way to Tybola Road. Also, to add insult to injury, there's a collision out there right before Woodlawn, so it's backing things up. Also, I-85 southbound at the 485 split, exit 30. We're seeing merge delays already this afternoon, even though it's early in the afternoon. To the north of collision, Old Statesville Road at Gibbon Road. Harris Houston at University City Boulevard. To the South Boulevard at Woodlawn, Hillside at Park, Presley Road at South Tryon. To the east, Albemarle Road at East W.T. Harris Boulevard. And just in Idlewild at Conference Drive, there's a wreck out there. This report is sponsored by Lake Norman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's Jeep Adventure Days is the #1 Jeep and Ram dealer. Lake Norman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They have the largest new Jeep inventory in the nation. I-77 exit 28. LakeNormanChrysler.com. I'm Mike Doan, WBT Traffic.
Getting cash out of your home doesn't mean that you have to do a full-blown refinance. Neighborhood Lender is now offering fast, easy home equity loans. Hey, I'm John Hancock. Neighborhood Lender can let you get the cash out of your home right now. Cash for the holidays, cash to pay off credit cards, cash to pay off other high interest rates, or do that home improvement project I just did. This is a great time to do this. Neighborhood Lender's home equity line can let you tap into a specific amount of your home's equity without touching your low primary mortgage rate. Keep that 3% rate intact. You can access up to 95% of your home's value if you want, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Call Neighborhood Lender now. Use your home to get the cash you need to get yourself in a better financial position for the new year. Call 704-790-RATE. That's 704-790-RATE. Neighborhood Lender, 704-790-RATE. Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 69349, subject to lender approval.
If you have plans this weekend, outdoor plans that is, it might be a little wet for you and chillier. Here's your WBT weather forecast from the Train Heating and Cooling Weather Center.
Cloudy weather for the weekend with some showers in and out of the picture. This is kind of a rich flow off the Atlantic coming in from the east and a front coming in from the west. It's going to keep clouds in play here for the weekend. Light showers tonight, 48, 50s and 60s with a chance for light showers through the weekend. I'm Scott Laurie, more at the Weather Channel News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
67 degrees in Gastonia, 60 in Waxhaw, and 66 in Charlotte, uptown Charlotte. At WBT, we lead local. I'm Bill McGinty, WBT News.
Diamonds Direct makes buying a diamond easy with transparent pricing, a massive selection, and expert guidance. See why Diamonds Direct is the value leader, not just in Charlotte, but across the nation. Diamonds Direct, official jeweler of the Carolina Panthers, on Sharon Road across from South Park Mall.
Hey, Brett Winterble here. If you have a car that you don't use, that's just taking up space, that you're paying insurance on, I have one question for you. Why? Get rid of it. Cars for Kids accepts vehicles in any condition, and the simple donation process takes about 2 minutes. Now, I won't sing the jingle, but head over to carsforkids.org to enter your information and schedule a pickup time. That's KARS, the number 4, KIDS.org. They'll take care of all the paperwork, send a tow company to you for free, and guarantee super fast turnaround. Call one day and have it picked up the next. Cars for Kids is hands down the most convenient way.
Yes, sir.
Your old car. They're reliable, fast, and you don't even need to be there when they pick up your car. It's so easy. I would definitely donate my old vehicle there. Of course, you'll receive a tax deduction for the full appraised value of your vehicle, and they'll throw in a free vacation voucher for a 3-day, 2-night hotel stay. Just go to carsforkids.org to get started. That's cars with a K.
Catch the 2023 ACC Football Championship game live in Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium on Saturday, December 2nd at 8 p.m. The top 2 ACC teams by conference win percentage will battle it out in the Queen City to claim the 2023 ACC crown. Tickets for the 2023 ACC Football Championship game are on sale now. Be part of the action the first Saturday in December and purchase your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com.
Do you want to have a happy retirement? Tune in to Living Large Radio with Charlotte's Premier Wealth Coach, Mark Henry. Saturdays at noon on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
News Talk 1110, 99.3 WBT, where Charlotte turns for traffic.
Well, thank you very much. Happy to call. You hit a point that was kind of hit home with me, and I'm looking at what we're going on and kind of the what I see similar in the late 60s. And it's not exactly, and it's just a couple things, but we had a president then that a lot of people didn't have a confidence in how they were running things. That would be Lyndon Johnson and Mr. Biden. And then we also saw all of the unrest going on in the college campuses. And when I served during that time, I really felt like we were doing something to try to help some people now in Southeast Asia. And they told us then if something went wrong with Vietnam, that a lot of the countries in Southeast Asia would fall. In Laos, how many millions of people were killed, in Cambodia and places like that. And it was no skin off our back, so to speak. And we were trying to do the right thing for the right reasons, I believe. We didn't want to conquer them. I never felt like that. But in the same thing, we're trying to stay away from this thing with Israel, but we're trying to help them too. But a lot of these people, young people especially, have been told some things that just was not true. And it is not true. And I wonder, or I believe, I don't wonder, I believe that our enemies have learned a lot over the years. And that's the hostage situation and how we value life, our country does, and how we give up so much to save a life. And we don't do everything right all the time. I agree with that. But I think we have the right morals that we're basically trying to do the right thing. So that's what I... Well, it is a terrible thing. I know when I came back from Vietnam in 1969, and I had good duty of it. I worked on airplanes, I worked on Chinooks, and I worked 7 days a week, and thought I was trying to do something and help the guys in the field that really had bad jobs, and they didn't shoot at us very often. But the people that are looking at all this, they're just looking at it the wrong way, I believe. And they want to protest because it was famous to protest in the 60s, and our children grew up, and now our children are having children, and some of our grandchildren, I hope, aren't involved in this, but a lot of people's grandchildren are. And it's a sad deal in these colleges. What's going on and all over the world. I mean, it's just sad. Well, thank you. I have the opportunity tomorrow to drive my Marine son-in-law, who's about 50, to drive in a 99-year-old and a 102-year-old in the Gastonia Parade. And I'm looking forward to that. All right, I will. I hope it doesn't rain. If it rains, I'm not driving my convertible. And they probably won't go either.
Thank you. Seeing delays.
You are clear.
From the Belk Freeway to Tybola Road. Also, there's a collision out there southbound I-77 near Woodlawn Road. Once again, it's all backed up in that direction. Also, I-85 southbound at the 485 exit 30. We're seeing delays, merge delays out there. Also, to the north, a collision Old Statesville Road at Gibbon Road, Harris, Houston at University City Boulevard. To the south, South Boulevard at East Woodlawn Road, Hillside at Park, Presley Road at South Tryon Street, Idlewild Road at Conference Drive. And to the southwest, Brandon Meadow Road at Shopton Road West. This report is sponsored by Lake Norman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's a Jeep Adventure Days at the #1 Ram and Jeep dealer, Lake Norman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They have the largest new Jeep inventory in the nation. I-77 exit 28, Lake Norman Chrysler.com. I'm Mike Doan, WBT Traffic. Got some weather for you coming up next.
Why are the world's central banks quietly yet aggressively amassing mountains of gold? Because they know a storm is brewing, the type we might witness only once in our lifetimes. They understand that America's vastly inflated currency doesn't have much life left. And when it finally dies, gold will be a bedrock of stability just as it has for thousands of years. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to do as central banks are doing. How? By diversifying your IRA or 401k into physical gold with Birch Gold Group. This will protect your savings from inflation, political instability, and economic crashes. To see how it works, get a free